This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
We're here at Metea Valley with the Waubonsie Metea Valley Co-Op head coach of the girls gymnastics team, Phil Gilmer. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now, this is your second year as the head coach for the girls. What have you liked about what you've seen so far?
Progress, probably the biggest thing. And I told the girls earlier this year is, you know, the changes that we were trying to make last year are starting to kind of really come to fruition this year. You know, where it might not be exactly score-wise where I want, but I think we've laid the foundation to really clean it up and get to where we should be by the end of the season.
And for you being mainly a boys coach throughout your career, now getting a chance to really take over a girls program, is there any difference, I guess, in how you have to teach?
Yeah, big difference. Boys, I tend to be a little bit rougher on, I think, and I think I've kind of shown that a little bit with the girls, and it backfires. I've learned to kind of take it down a notch and tone down, be a little bit nicer. Kill them with kindness is the phrase. But just in general, you know, boys are great, but I think the relationship and like the I don't know, there's something about teaching the girls. It's different than the guys. You kind of relate to them a lot more, and you know, I like it a lot better.
And for you being a coach, you're now in your 10th year as a head coach,
as a
gymnastics coach. What have you learned about yourself?
That I still don't know everything. There's still a lot that I need to learn, and I think you know, that can be said with pretty much anybody too. But you know, there's a lot that's still out there, and it's always changing. You know, as good as somebody thinks they are, there's still quite a bit that they need to learn.
And you've been kind of all over the place. You really haven't really stuck with one spot for a long time. So getting a chance to see where you've been and now where you are, how have you taken what you've learned from those different spots and applied it here? I
mean, the diversity is definitely pretty wide, being that last year I was a sub in the district, and then this year I work at a school about 45 minutes away. You know, I wouldn't make it happen without my assistant coach. She's definitely supportive. She's able to help run the practices in the early practices for a little bit. But just I'm all over the place, you know, and it kind of pulled in multiple different directions. So it's my planning for all of it is definitely gone up a lot.
Now, in your second year here at the Waubonsie Metea Co-Op, as a co-op, does it make it any harder or easier for you, coaching-wise, to figure out where the girls are at all times, I guess?
I think in the beginning it was just something to kind of get used to. You know, who do I have to contact if I want to get information about this girl, or you know, what school I need to go to. But now that I'm kind of used to it, I think it's gotten a lot easier. It's just a matter of, you know, what school is this, you know, going to affect. And a lot of times if I have to send an email or call, I'll just call both schools so that I have both, so I had everybody on the same page. But you know, it's definitely interesting. You know, coaching for two schools and then practicing at another one. So a lot of times I'll actually include all three schools, just to be sure.
And you also coach on the boys' side still in the district,
Correct.
Well, in the area with Naperville Central. So getting a chance to really see a lot of the area talent, boy and girl, what have you liked about what, you know, this area has to offer in gymnastics?
It shows that, you know, high school gymnastics is definitely growing. You know, there's definitely still an interest, both boys and girls side of it. And that, you know, if offered, I think it would definitely be a valuable option for any of the schools. I know it's kind of, especially on the boys' side, it's kind of they're thinking about, you know, going away a little bit. But I think I don't think that's really the best option. I think that if it was offered, it would be a good choice to have at a school. It gives opportunities for kids that don't necessarily want to do a club program, that maybe that don't have the time because of schoolwork, you know, and don't have the commitment ability for a club level. Now they can still do practice or still compete at a high school level.
Now, I'm not sure if that was kind of the same path Claire took, but the fact that she got away from club to really focus on the high school and what she's doing in school says a lot about her as well, that she's willing to just kind of enjoy her high school career.
Absolutely. I mean, in high school gymnastics, it should be enjoyable. You know, if you're not going to enjoy it, why are you there? You know, you're not going to have fun. You're not going to want to come to practice anymore. So you should have a good time with it. And if it's so much practice that you're killing yourself over it, you're not going to want to do it. You know, and your grades are going to start to go down. It's going to suffer. You know, you've got to find that nice balance. And I think high school gymnastics and high school programs in general are a really good compromise for it.
Now, for your team this year, I saw an article saying that your goal was 140. Is that still the goal for the team?
I'd like it to be. I think between about 137 to 140, I think is realistic once we clean up our routines and once we put all of our new skills in. You know, they've been really busting hard over break, and I even made the comment to them last night, and I told them to take today off because they've been working so hard, and I'm proud of them. I really am. I think they have the potential to hit that score, especially with those new skills. You know, I've got Melissa, who's now doing giants on bars and flipping souks. I've got Dara, who's now flipping souks. Claire, once she gets back to 100%. I've got a great lineup for my varsity roster.
Now, getting Claire back into the swing of things after what she's had to deal with, what have you liked about her as a senior leader on the team?
Perseverance, and she's always there for the girls. She's always pushing through. She's always trying hard. Even when she did get hurt, the day after she got hurt, she still came to practice, and she still worked out. Or it didn't work out, but she still was there and supported the girls. And even when she did start to get cleared, she was there. She was there for her workout, and then she stayed for practice, not to work out, but to help the girls and to cheer them on. So she's definitely a good leader for the team, somebody for them all to look up to.
And has, I guess, Melissa, in her absence, kind of stepped into that role as the number one in a sense?
Absolutely. Both in scores and in leadership in the gym. Usually, if we're starting up warm-ups or anything like that, if Claire's not around, I go to Melissa and have her start the warm-ups. The girls respect her quite a bit. They look up to her as well.
Last year, there was no state qualifiers. Claire just missed out, but she did qualify the year before.
Right.
So, are you looking to get everybody to state, or what's the goal, I guess, for the team?
Well, I think everybody wants to go to state.
Of course.
Realistic, I think we can send a few girls down there. I don't necessarily know about as a team, but I know that, if nothing else individually, I know we can send a few down. My goal is to get at least 2 or 3 girls down there this year, at least. So if we can go a whole team, that'd be awesome. I would definitely be okay with that. So.
Well, hopefully we see some girls downstate. And Phil, again, thank you for joining me, and good luck the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.